Right, this is the Iceytek 25 litre model. I bought it for my wife's birthday because the camping season is upon us, and she said this was a recommended fridge on Mum's Net. Trouble is, I couldn't find any decent reviews of it. It seems the company that distributes it has an exclusive distributorship in the UK, and independent reviews seem few and far between, and video reviews, well, basically none whatsoever. So I thought I'd do my own. So we've just got the Iceytek, and as you can see, there it is, Iceytek, and I have to say, it's quite a big thing. It's a fair bit bigger than your average cool box, even if you get like a typical kind of 30 litre thing that you might buy from Argos or go outdoors for 30 quid. And those are quite big, but this is bulkier. It's, you know, but it's not heavy. It's just bigger. It'll take more space in your car. Bear that in mind. It feels pretty solid, pretty rigid, pretty well made. And to be fair to the company that distributes it in the UK, it says that the Iceyteks are hand finished in the factory, so they have a bit of an organic feel. And I can't disagree with that. If you look at some of the fittings and fixtures, it's probably quite difficult to see, and because I've got the camera delicately perched, you'll just have to take my word for it. But some of the joints and the finishing on the joints almost look like a child's just kind of moulded them with putty. But you know, they're functional, they do the job, they work. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, isn't it? On each side you've got a couple of bungs, and I'll explain what those are for in a moment. They just unscrew. I've got a rubber stopper. There's one on the other side as well. And here you've got the little clasps. They just clip onto these little hooks here for a nice tight seal. If you open it up, you'll see there's a kind of a rubber gasket all the way around the outside. This is kind of foam rubber, and I was kind of hoping it would be a more solid rubber of some kind, just because you want to minimise heat exchange, and so far as I can tell, this foam rubber has some air in it, and that will probably allow a little bit more heat exchange than otherwise you might expect. Anyway, inside, I hope you can see that on the camera. It's a nice big space. It's 25 litres. It's they say this is a food, hygienically approved food coating, something like that. I can't remember what they say. You can on the website. And I think for 4 or 5 days camping for a family, that's quite a lot of space. One of the questions that isn't addressed very often, or isn't dealt with very well on the website, is can it take a bottle of wine? And on the website they show it like that, and it looks like it can. However, if you put the bottle of wine in, you'll see the lid doesn't close. It's simply not big enough. But you can very easily lie the bottle of wine on its side like so. So as long as you're using screw tops or a good cork on a bottle of wine, then I don't really see there's an issue. And this, as I said, there's plenty of space in there, and we haven't taken it for a trial run yet, but we will do. And what I'm going to do now, because I've kind of planned ahead a little bit, I'm going to get a couple of ice packs out of our freezer. I'm just off camera for a second, I'll show you that. Apologies for the slight delay. Ice packs. I noticed that my wife had shifted them since I last put them in there. I'm going to put 2 normal size ice packs in, and I'm going to put a ½ litre tub of water that I froze as well. I'm going to put them in there. Excuse me. I'm going to lock it down. Excuse me. And I'll tell you what. I'll put the bottle of wine in there as well. It's room temperature there in the moment. They suggest you should cool it down before you go. So this would be an example of doing that, and it's now nearly 8:30 at night. I'm going to come back to this in 24 hours and record another video, and then 24 hours after that, and we'll see how it goes. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I hope it's been useful. And oh, one last thing to mention, there is a padlock hole on the front there, should you wish to use it. And one last thing as well, I will just give you a close-up of those dodgy joints I was talking about. If you look very closely, you can see it's a pretty poor finish on these, but I'm hoping it doesn't affect the functionality of the device, of the fridge. Right, I shall close that, finish this video, post this one now, because I'm sure some of you will be shopping for summer and want to get a review as soon as possible. And I'll follow this review up with another one in 24 hours and then another one 24 hours after that.